Okay, so hello, welcome back. We're going to be talking about our first research project today. This is an intro to a research project called Fluctuation Space and Bounded Path. So in this lecture, this is part of Triple F, Farhaan's Fiscal Fuckery, and this is mainly part of only study of candlestick patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So given a stock or candlestick chart that looks like this, we want to assign some sort of numbering to each of our candles. So the numbering is going to come from something called a size chart. And your size chart is basically going to classify all your candles. So first classification happens based on the size of your candle body itself. So what we do is we take all of these candles over here, and then we ignore the color, and with that we then chuck them into some sort of set where we first classify them based on size. So this is these four are the biggest size. So this is like our max wicks, our max candles. This is sort of like medium big, big. This one is like medium small, and this one is small. Okay, so basically I'm going to look at this graph and I'm going to try to find the closest pattern in this, and I'm going to assign whichever number is closest to it. So for example, let's take an easy example. And let's look at this. This is a very thin candle body, so immediately we're in this small category. And it has a huge upwick and a huge downwick. So given some candle that looks like this, this is your top wick. This is your candle body. And this is your bottom. Okay, so this is just the anatomy of candle. Yeah. All right. So now, based on the relative sizes of our bottom, top, or of our body, we're going to assign our characters A, B, C, whatever. Okay? A, B, C, 1, 2, something. Can be numbers. So, looking at this graph again, we see that the candle body is really small. It has a really huge bottom wick and a really huge top wick. And what we do is we assign the character, or we look over here, since this is the big ones, we don't consider them. This is also big, this is also big, and these are the small ones, hence we're in the small category. Among the small category, we're going to look at what has a big top wick and a big small wick, and that is G. And so we assign this one with G. Similarly, in this one, we see that there is a huge candle body. There is no bottom part, or like very small bottom part, and there is a much bigger top part. So what does this one fall under? This one falls under, we're going to look in our big ones. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 are our big wicks, our big candles, and we're going to look for the one with the big top and a small bottom, which is the number 2. So we're going to assign 2 to this. Similarly, let's take this example. This has a medium small candle body size, and it has a very small wick, a small top and bottom wick. And so this one we look at the medium small range. We see 9 has a small top and bottom wick, and so we're going to assign that. So this candle has the number 9. Now, what is the point of all this? Basically, I should have some sort of sequence that goes like 1, 3, B, A, C, D, A, G, and so on, some random shit, right? And my objective is to study this Rather than trying to study this, I want to study this. Okay, I want to translate my problem in a different context. So, this is the background of the problem. Alright? Right, so now we're going to talk about implementing our size chart. And so, for implementing our size chart, first we have to draw it, and I want you to notice one thing. Let's consider this one over here. So let me take my pen. Let's consider this is a good example. Yeah. So let's consider this candle. We see that it is a medium small size, yes. However, the top and bottom wick are the same size, but they're neither big nor small. So there's some ambiguity with which to classify. We can either go to medium small, right? We have our set 9ABC, and it may either be a 9 or it may be a C, because the actual size of our wick is relatively not that small to be considered a 9, it's not that big to be considered a C. So what we're going to do is, I want you to make a mental note of this ambiguity. Note the fact that for me to choose either 9 or C is not really a specific choice. It is something that I'm settling for. It's like rounding off a digit. Right? Okay, so now with that, I'm going to move on to implementation. So have a look. First we consider our size chart, which ignores our profits and losses, which basically means that we don't care whether it's red or whether it's green. Okay? That information is supposed to be lost because we're supposed to combine it later. If we worry about the structure now and then worry about the red and greens later, that's much easier to combine it later. So we have the size chart, which classifies everything in terms of the size of the candle body, and now we're going to classify them based on the size of their top and bottom wicks, right? So let's consider wick group 1. Wick group 1 considers everything that has small wick sizes on both sides. So this has a small top size and a small bottom wick. And so we construct one over here. Similarly, when you go to 5, all we care about is the wick size. So it is a small bottom wick and a small top wick. So 5 is in there as well. Let me just circle these. Similarly, 9 as well has a small bottom wick and a small top wick. D has a small bottom wick and a small top wick. And hence, I construct my set WG1. Okay. And now, all I want you to know is, I want you to just think of these as notations, right? All I'm saying is, I'm just creating sets without any aim at the current stage. I haven't told you what my aim is. So, let's just look at the structure again. So, WG2 is our next group. Okay, we're grouping based on our wicks, based on the wicks sizes. Okay, so WG2, we're looking for something that has a big top wick and a small bottom wick. So looking at the first group, we see that 2 has that property where there's a small bottom wick and a big top wick. And so 2 comes here. Similarly, 6 comes for the exact same reason. If you notice here and here, and then A comes for the exact same reason here and here. C comes for the exact same reason here and here. Okay. Throughout all of these, they have the same wick structure. That is, they have a large top and a small bottom. Okay. So this is the structure that is available for us. Similarly, we construct WG3 with small top, large bottom, and WG4 is constructed with large top and bottom. Okay. So this is how we classify our wicks. And now with all this math, you're going to probably wonder, where is the actual implementation? How can I actually use this in code? Because I don't want to look at my stock graphs and manually put A, B, C, 1, 2, D, C, G, all that. So here comes the implementation part. Right, so now we talk about implementation. Step 1, create a set such that a set of our candles. So we don't care in what order they are, we just want some set wherein I have this, that, right? And they all have varying wing patterns. Okay. Two observations. This is a finite list, right? Because we're considering a finite amount of stock data at a time. And yeah, note that this is unordered. So step 2, what are we going to do? Step 2, we are going to sort based on candle body size. Okay. So we're going to keep all our we're going to keep our wicks in the following way. We have all the really small ones at the first. Right? They have really small, really big, really big, still small, not that. Yeah, so sometimes we have repetitions, and the idea is that they get sorted, right? So we have something like this now, where the medium size comes in. Okay. And so on. Eventually, we want even the big size ones to also get classified. Okay. So this is our sorted list. Sorted set / list. Okay. Now what do we want to do for only the size chart? The only thing we need to do is we need to first classify based on size. So I want you to notice that everything over here comes from either D, E, F, and G, right? Everything over here is from the medium thing, and so they all come under 9, A, B, C. And similarly, these are the biggest ones around because I've ignored the middle part over here. This one was supposed to be 5, 6, 7, 8. And these biggest ones are 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So this is our way of classifying or at least sorting our candle sizes. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about the next one. Okay, so now given our sorted list, we want to find the part where it stops being part of this set and starts being part of this set, right? And similarly, we want to find all these pieces. So since we're arranging it in like some sorted order, that is either descending or either descending, the middle part is basically our median, right? Similarly, this is like, if you're sorting something in order, then the middlemost element is your median. Yeah. Similarly, the thing that is between the middlemost element that lies between your median and your first element, this is your first quartile. Technically, your median is your second quartile. And lastly, this is your third quartile. So instead of having to actually just eyeball and look at your set after it's sorted and figure out where do you want your first group to start and your second group to start and your third group to start, you need to know that you have to just space in between these boundaries, right?